Welcome everybody back to another episode of Gambling Nights. This is the host, CEO, and the president. They call me Moss Money. And of course, I got my right hand man with me. Be humble. What's up, bro?
Man, another week, baby. We here. Draft week. Man, there's a lot of shit to talk about, brother. There's a lot of shit to talk about,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. There's a ton to talk about. Episode 4. If you like the Gambling Nights series and show, please go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe on all social media platforms. We are closing in on 3,000 subs on YouTube. I think we got 2,000 on Facebook. Just climbing the charts as we go here, but we cannot do it without you guys. I want to be and get that Webby Award for podcasting, but it's a grind, baby. It's not a sprint. This is a marathon, and we just got only way to go is up. So, but we can't do it alone. We can't do it without you. So, if you enjoy the content, we got all kinds of content from Gambling Nights to our gambling show during the week to our newer show as well called Bird's Eye View, talking football 24/7, 365, talking Eagles. If you like all the content, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the like button. All right,
Don't
let's
make us
get.
beg. Don't make us beg. Please.
I
Not
don't
for a
know,
like.
I'm just
Not
asking.
for a like.
No,
Please
no,
don't
of
make
course
us beg.
not.
Don't make us beg for a like.
Yeah, I'm not. I ain't shit. I don't beg for nothing. I just go get it, bro.
There you go.
All right, let's get into the what we talking about tonight. And I think the biggest one that we're talking about is Mr. Reggie Bush finally gets his Heisman Trophy back. Congratulations. 17 long years and
Hey,
multiple scandals afterwards. He
crazy.
finally gets it back. Reggie, run, Reggie. Let's see. Let's now, Reggie. I think honestly, Reggie's my favorite. Um,
Let's talk about it.
my Reggie's my favorite college football player. When I saw Reggie play, man, I couldn't keep my eyes off the screen. Like I ain't never seen nothing like that. Now, the greatest performance I ever seen was that Vince Young game. Let's replay that just to see what you know what I mean. This is a Texas game right here.
Yes, it is.
This
Rose
is a
Bowl.
Texas game right here. Ugh, get in there, boy.
He just was so smooth, man. So fluid.
And once he got to the corner, he was gone.
Gone.
Nobody was tracking him down. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, Reggie Bush was my favorite college football player, man. Like it was just crazy to watch him play. Salute to Reggie finally getting back, and he did it all. Look at this. Whoop. Yep. Nope.
So easy, bro.
So easy, right? And nobody came close to him.
And this is our era. This is when we were playing too. So we were like
Yeah.
tuning in as we was playing. It's one of them things where I think there was two players when I was coming up that I was just like eyes open and glued to the screen. And
Absolutely.
it was Michael Vick and it was Reggie Bush. Talking about two
Yeah.
electric players that just changed the way the game was.
Yeah, Mike was special. How about this? We'll do it right now. Your top 3 all-time college players. And I didn't watch a lot. I had this weird like thing about not watching other big time college football because I thought I was as good as those guys. So I didn't want to watch anybody else. So it was kind of weird. I didn't watch college football till late. I was late to watching college football. But I did watch some. Your top 3
Top three.
Top 3.
Number 1 is LeVar Arrington. Number 1 is LeVar Arrington.
Yeah, LeVar was freaky. LeVar was freaky.
I mean, I was a defensive player. That's the person that kind of, Penn State's a local team for us. We see him on television all the time. And when he wore that number 11, I wanted to wear the number 11. You know what I'm saying? He just was doing things that you just never saw from the defensive side of the ball, especially at the linebacker position.
Yeah.
We're talking about college. For me, that was LeVar Arrington out of Penn State. Reggie Bush is right up there because I just thought he was just so electric. That West Coast time, we were able to see it. That team was Hollywood, Matt Leinart. It was like thunder and lightning with him and what was it, Lindell White?
It was White. Yep.
that team was just electric. It was just a whole new wave of how college football was, and kind of entering that social space before
Yeah.
social media. It was just more like, these dudes can do whatever they want. And then uh I would have to go Mike Vick, man. I just thought Mike Vick was just something I've never seen before at the quarterback position.
He was.
Randall, yeah, Randall in the NFL, and
Yeah.
then after Randall, that next person that was able to do the things he was able to do was Michael Vick. So yeah, those would be my top three, brother.
Yeah, I agree with one. I do really like LeVar.
Mhm.
LeVar was special. That leap on fourth down was just
The leap, the block kicks,
yeah.
the shoulder pad, the neck
Yeah.
roll. What
He
was
didn't
this?
need it either.
He didn't need
He
it.
had to get the
He had his
cobra
own neck
neck
roll, bro.
crazy. Yeah,
Crazy.
crazy. Crazy. I think for me though,
Tell
number
me.
one is Reggie for
Okay.
me that I've seen. Now I know there's probably great, obviously better players. I know LaDainian Thomas was special out at TCU, what he did.
He was.
Obviously Barry,
Yeah, but that's before our time. I'm talking about our
yeah,
time.
that's
You said
before
my
our time.
favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, our era, which we actually grew up and watched and saw,
Mhm.
was Reggie was first for me. It just never seen it before. I think you hit on number two was Mike Vick. We've never seen anything like that from the quarterback position, and maybe wouldn't so Lamar. Lamar and Vic are kind of in the same category because Lamar was special at Louisville. You know
Right.
what I
But
mean?
he's not your favorite player.
No, 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 no.
No,
It
no,
was
no.
Mike.
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah,
favorite.
it was Mike.
I
It
think
was.
I mean, 'cause don't forget back then we also had the option. The option was really popular. So yeah, Mike Vick and the option with Kevin Jones back up here. I think he had 1 year with him. Like it just
Yeah,
was like VTech, the Hokies was on the map. You know what I mean? When
yeah,
Mike was
yeah.
up here. So,
They had a
but go
Thunder and
ahead.
Lightning too. Who was that other running back there for
I
Kevin? With
can't
Kevin
think, man. All I can remember is fucking Mike Vick out here doing whatever he wanted to
Jones?
do.
And I forget his name because they both went to the league.
Yeah.
Because I played against Kevin Jones. So
Hmm.
so yeah, no, number two was definitely Vic. And the third one, man, I gotta give it to Tebow. I gotta
Okay.
give it I gotta give it
Okay.
to Tebow,
As your
man.
favorite player. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man. I've
respect that.
never seen anybody like that either. You know what I mean? I never he made you root for him. And not even that, bro. He's probably I mean, there's like a lot of people cats are flashy, right?
Hmm.
Vic was flashy. Reggie was kind of smooth, flashy in the way he was how he took care of some. But Tebow was a football player. He
Okay.
was made to play football.
That's true.
And with him in his Bible, he was like, and then I remember we're in the one scene. Oh, what game was that? Was that the Orange Bowl with the blood coming down his
Hmm.
face and he's yelling and screaming? Bro, what Tebow did in college, you know what I mean? With that
Yeah.
team too. You know what I mean? It was just on Shannon, right? With Cam
Yeah.
talking
It
about
was.
that team.
Yep.
About the
Yep. Yep.
characters and the people who are on that team. And he
In
was the
that locker
biggest
room.
star out of them all.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
He
it was a lot of talent. There was some crazy talent Cam was talking about on that episode. And Tebow was the biggest star of them all.
Yeah. I mean, I can't knock your top three. I think Tebow for me, I felt like I was a little more of a hater on Tebow at that time watching football. So I
Right.
don't really, I don't, I mean, I respect it though. I just didn't like, I don't know, I didn't like all the glory he was getting. You know what I'm saying? It just was like
But it
too
was
much for me.
deserved though.
Yeah, it was. It just was one of them things. It just was like they were force feeding me Tim Tebow every weekend, and I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah,
Because
it
you had
was
other guys
deserved.
like Cam Newton out here that's doing his thing. You had Jameis Winston, you know what I mean, like right behind him that was doing their thing too. So,
Cam had one
um,
year in Auburn though. Tim was doing it
and
what, 3 years?
yeah, but yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not hating. I said I agree with you. I
Yeah.
just hate it. I hate it for me why he can't be in my top because I was a hater for Tebow.
Oh, it's
And
just
all
ultimate
the
football
it
player
was
for
like
me.
this perfect person, and he praised to this and blah blah blah, and it's like,
I'm
oh,
talking
come
about what he
on.
did on the field. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean? What he
he
did
did
on
his
the
thing on
field
the
was
field.
special.
So
What he did on the field was
give me a
special.
runner up when you was growing up, like not when you were playing. Like give me a '90s college team that you can remember. Who would you follow the most? Because for me, I can circle that right away.
Who did I follow the most?
Or a team, even a team.
Oh, team. It was Penn State probably for me.
Penn State, yeah,
Yeah, it was
they had
probably
some
it was
good
probably
teams.
It was probably Penn State or Florida State. I wanted to go to.
Florida State.
Yeah, I wanted to really. I wanted to go to Florida State
Amen.
because I felt like all the good D linemen went to Florida State.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I felt like if I can get out of Florida State, that I know I can make it. And my favorite football player is Warren Sapp. So, well, I know Warren. He didn't go. He went to the U, but he tried to go to Florida State first, if I'm not mistaken. And then had to settle for Miami. But yeah, no, Florida State and Penn State just his home. But that was in my article, my football article. I said my dream was to go play for Florida State.
Florida State. Yeah, man, I was drawn to Florida State. Florida State is my team when I was growing up, just because it was just so much about them. The gold helmet, the maroon. It was the Indian and the whole theatrics before the game.
The chop,
right?
Like the chop. I wanted to
be able to
hearing that and feeling that.
But then the teams was great. You had Peter Warwick, Warwick Dunn. I mean, we can go on and on about the great players.
Derek Brooks, I think, was at Florida State, right?
Yep. I mean, we can go list by list.
Yeah, Simeon Rice,
coach.
Florida State. Was a big Simeon Rice fan. I know he was a Florida State boy. Yeah, man. That was the team. It was wanting to be, in that stadium with them going, oh,
yeah.
Man. I wanted to hear 90,000. I wanted, where they feel like the ground shake.
Yeah.
When Reggie went on his run, the ground shook a little bit because people went crazy because it was bigger than football stadiums. You're talking about 100,000 people, man.
Yeah.
I never experienced. I think the most I've ever played in front of was like 10,000, maybe 15, somewhere in there.
That's a good number too. That's like a basketball stadium.
Yeah, but not like 40, 50, like where you can't even hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we went to the Eagles game and we weren't even on the field. And it was a time when you couldn't hear. And I can't imagine what it sounded like on the field, dog.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
We should have made it, bro. We should.
Yeah, I played. I was in Florida. We played at Florida A&M, and it was really, really loud. Their homecoming, and the band, they're marching 100 or marching 1,000, marching 100, one of them like that. Between that and the band, you could not hear nothing. You just out there playing, no signals, everything was silent. But anyway, man, salute to Reggie Bush getting back what he's deserved. For me, one of the most electric players to ever play the game. And I think his professional career is a little bit underrated too. He had some really good runs throughout those years that he was a professional. Unfortunately, I don't think he had the best fit. So salute to him getting his Heisman back, especially with all the bullshit that's going on in college football right now. He should have been a first apology coming out. So salute to Reggie, man.
Yeah, and just for people who are watching, just to give you a kind of update of how it all happened. So Reggie had received some benefits. Him and his family received improper benefits in forms of money, travel expensive, and rent-free residence provided to them in San Diego. His parents lived rent-free for a year and got about $10K in furnishing the home to their liking. He did give himself up and he forfeited the Heisman winner. USC got a 2-year ban postseason. And they also forfeited 14 victories, which included that national championship win in 2004. They also lost 30 scholarships. And Reggie was asked to disassociate with USC for 10 years. So, like you said, shout out to Reggie Bush because, like you said, the Neal deals are going crazy right now. And I think Johnny Manziel even came out and said that if he could keep his Heisman, Reggie should be able to get his back. So there's always been a campaign for this. It was a long time coming. And, after all the bullshit and the things that NCAA is going through right now, they got this one right. It's a good, they got
as much money as that university and NCAA had made off of Reggie Bush, his name itself,
his jerseys, bro,
his jersey sales, the primetime
game. He was on the cover of the NCAA football game.
He was on the cover of everything. They was on Slam magazine, a basketball magazine. They was on every cover.
Insane,
Sports Illustrated. Come on, man.
That's why I be saying that. Like sometimes how we go back and forth with Sharp on the one. I said on the other show. on the the betting podcast. Like, we talk about these coaches getting millions of dollars, millions of dollars, and I get what the dynamic is in college football. With you need a leader of men, but shit, Nick Saban lives on what, 150-acre mansion with a lake. You know what I mean? Like, bro, and these guys, you talking about a good education, and obviously he puts a lot of people in the league, but shit, you know what I mean? They're gonna feed his family for generations.
Yeah, that's
Who's
true.
the highest paid coach right now in college football? What are you getting? 15 million a year? Is it that much? 10? No, it's got to be 10. Is it? Boy from LSU? Well, did he retire from LSU, right?
Rick Kelly?
Yeah, but Kelly before that. What's his name? With the raspy voice.
Ball coach. Yeah, I know you're talking. Yeah, he's not there. He's not at LSU no more.
Yeah, but I remember when they won, he got a big.
Is it Brian Kelly that's at LSU now?
Yeah, Kelly's there now from Notre. He came Notre Dame. I forget where else he came before that.
I know at one point it was Texas A&M coach who got fired. I think he was getting like, what was it, 100 million or something like that, something real crazy.
100 million? See, that's what I'm saying.
But it was like 10-year, 100 million. It was something.
And then they about to expand the playoffs, man. Come on, man. Reggie should have got his stuff back, man.
Yeah, times was different back then, though, too.
Yeah, who we fooling right now? All right.
But you like this shit going on now. I don't like this shit that's going on now. But that's just
I think because them cats should get paid. Them cats should get their bread, man. Like, come on, man. Like, you remember how many kids play NCAA football? Like, and we talking about, when was the first NCAA football game?
When I was playing, I was able to play with myself.
Like 2000? No, before that, maybe 99, 2000, 99. We 20 years deep already. These cats are billionaires. University is making billions. These TV deals are getting bigger. They're expanding the player. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but I think when you got to incorporate the game piece, though. That's the thing. Yeah, I agree. I think every player should get paid that what they're worth, but you got to incorporate the game structure. The problem is the NFL, those players get paid, but there's a financial structure.
Yeah, you're right.
An allotment of money that you just can't. Can you imagine if Jalen Hurts was like, I don't like the Eagles no more. I'm going to go over here to Kansas City, or wherever I'm going to go. I'm going to go start over here. I'm going to hit the trade portal. Like, come on, you can't do that. There's no structure to financial structure for the college football right now. So now you have these players hopping and skipping all through the transfer portal, chasing money. Yeah, and until it becomes a structure for me, then I can support it. But right now, it's just chaos.
No, I feel you.
There's a salary cap in the NFL. There's a whole bunch of shit that's structured, so things don't get out of hand. So the NFL ain't looking like this shit.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it home, baby. Let's bring it home, baby. Another one. Go ahead, Maxie. This was a dagger too, man. Let's start it.
Man, that was a huge play.
Look at this. Look where he's at, bro. He's like
7
feet from the 3-point line. I loved it. It was a dagger, man. He had a couple to that game. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey winning the most improved 2023 to 2024 Kia most improved player of the year. Let me get some of these. Man, that was such a big shot, bro. Love that.
All for nothing.
Why you gotta say that?
All for nothing.
We'll get into that.
That blew up in our face.
We will get into that. But every year, Maxey's gotten better, and I'm be the first one to admit I didn't think he was going to be this good. But also, I think the one underlying thing in all this is the job and the mentorship that he got from James Harden. There's an absolute mentorship that James Harden had put through Maxey, and Maxey, for me, Maxey wouldn't be the player he is right now without that mentorship from James Harden. People can say whatever they want, but we always hear that James is an A1 team first guy and a team player, even though it might look like he's selfish and people don't know what's going on. We ourselves talk about it as well. But I mean, Max, that step back, who you think he got that from?
Yeah, good point.
right? Who you think Maxey got that step back from?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because he jumping like 2 feet back. He
yeah,
hit that. You know what I mean? But
and
his
the
mid range,
confidence. His
yeah,
confidence is, you know what I mean, his confidence has grown throughout the last 2, 3 years. You could just see it, man. You can see it on the court. You can
yeah.
see it, you know, he's an exciting player to watch. He's probably an even greater person. Never met Tyrese Ma actually, I did meet Tyrese
Oh, he's
Maxey
the
once.
energy is his energy is
Um,
infectious. Like
but
his
yeah,
energy
but
is
the
crazy.
energy is definitely there. I think, he'll continue to get better. The sky's the limit ultimately. Um,
Mhm.
and I'm looking forward to, you know, what he got coming up for us, man. If we can get our team together, man. But congratulations, Tyrese Maxey, most improved player, absolutely well deserved. Who were the candidates that was there? It was Tyrese Maxey.
It was Maxi, Kobe White, and somebody from I think it's from was it the Thunder? But he barely edged out like these
Kobe
votings.
White, right?
Yeah, these votings. Kobe White was balling. I ain't gonna hold you. I
Kobe
seen him
White was balling, man.
balling,
Salute to
bro.
Kobe White. All those guys that were on this that was nominated for the top three definitely probably could have went either way. For us, appreciate Maxi. I think he just shows more. He just showed you a great performance on you know in the playoffs, big moment. Kobe White. I mean, geez, you know he was. We were trying to figure out if he's
The
going to be a
ball
six,
from
seventh man.
Houston, uh, Alfin Senegan,
Oh yeah,
Senegan.
he got hurt, right?
Yeah, I think he got hurt, but he was cooking too. He was a 4, right?
Yeah,
But he,
yeah,
but he
he
was
was definitely cooking.
he had a smooth game. I remember watching him play. He had a real smooth game.
White deserved too. White down there got us, you know, pretty much worked himself into Chicago. Figure out if he's going to be in the starting lineup or not. Like it's kind of like they got to figure it
He's
out over
sure
there. So
he's the votes came in. They were talking about on TNT, and the votes were 10 votes off. So Maxi was at I think like 315, and Kobe was at 305. First place
wow,
votes.
yeah, it was tight. It was tight.
Yeah, so yeah, it was real tight, but well deserved to the youngin, to Maxi. Looking at some of the numbers, I'll give you some of his stats real quick of where we are in terms of his improvement. Last year, he was averaging 20.3 points. Now he's averaging 25.9. Big stack here. Two actually bit stats here. 30-point games, 22 versus 7. That's 3 times the 30-point games. Talking about a big time player. We just saw the replay and the highlight of a big shot at the end of the game, put the Sixers up for with X amount of seconds left, 20-25 seconds left. That was a huge shot. Time winding down as well. Double doubles, 9. He had 0 last year. 9 double doubles. And then his assists are way up, which I think is the most important as the one. Double his assist almost. He had 3.5 to now 6.2. Like you said, sky is the limit, but I need you to put a cap on him. And we don't like to put ceilings on anybody. But where do you see him still ascending? Oh, yeah, first time All Star as well
First
in his
time All
fourth
Star.
year.
And don't forget,
Um,
he had to become the man. You know, he had to be that man. James Harden was gone. He took that spot and he flourished, man. So you can see the increase in production. Didn't he have like a 50 ball game, a couple 50 ball games?
yeah, a couple. Then I didn't sit. I didn't get that stat, but yeah, no, he dropped 50 a
Damn,
couple times.
fucking cap. You want to see what the ceiling is?
All jumpers too, right? All jumpers.
Who? Maxi?
Maxi, all jumpers in that little that layup. His first step is just stupid.
Oh, well, I say that his finish around the rim is next level.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it is. I
I,
don't. I
I,
think that can improve too. I think
it's
because he's
rare. It's rare I can see that much explosion to the rim that fast and be able to
yeah.
softly lay it off the backboard.
I think he's.
So
I think he's going because he's going to get stronger. So being
yeah,
able to finish
yeah,
at the rim is going to be, special
yeah.
for him.
Damn.
I'm trying to think who he reminds me of. He's got a
I'm gonna tell you who he should have. I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry, I'm blurring out because I'm moving because it just clicked in my head.
yeah.
You
Go ahead.
know who Tyrese Maxey is that somebody else should have been that we thought was going to be?
Okay.
Tyrese Maxey is a better version of John Wall. He has took the next level what we thought John Wall was going to be to like, oh shit. We're talking about speed up and down the court,
Yeah, I
attacking
see
the
that.
rim, jumper, layup, and can defend. And if John Wall
Uh,
didn't always get hurt, we were like looking like, oh shit, John Wall, and then he was at Washington too, but John
Yeah,
Wall was like dominating that era, like with his speed
I
and
get
agility.
the speed comparison. I don't think the games are that same, but
No?
I didn't watch a ton of John Wall either. So,
Mm.
but from what I remember, it's just Maxey's jumper is so much more fluid. I think
I mean, I said it's better.
it's just
He's not
a
John
prettier
Wall.
jumper.
I think he was what we thought John Wall would be.
Right.
I think he's already eclipsed that potential. I don't know other players that's as small, slender, and fast like he is. I'll probably go back to like the '90s to kind of compare a player that's
Yeah,
like
I'm
Tyrese
trying to
Maxey.
think who's a good Maxey comparison. I thought I had one in my head, but it looks like it just dropped out. You know what? See, we can because we're not drinking. We doing good, right? We drinking clear water.
That is definitely true. I got a water
You
bottle
know what
right
I
here.
mean? We drinking water. We usually on the sips on the late night, but we doing
But we
smart
trying to get,
things.
we trying to get
So
back. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? We
trying,
trying to
trying
swell
to
up
get
a
my
little bit.
joint back.
Right,
You know what
right.
I mean? Trying to get my joint back. You can't do it drinking the the liquor all the
Yak.
time. That yak attack. I'm
Tell
trying
me
to think.
who? I'm trying. I can't think.
Yeah, man. No, he's got a
Jamal
blend,
Crawford,
man.
but Jamal didn't get that opportunity to
No,
really.
Jamal Handles was so much different
Oh, for
though. He
sure.
was
I think
oh
he's
my
probably the
god,
second best handles of all
oh,
time.
silly. And I think Jamal's mid range was probably better than Maxey. But see, you know what? He has a little bit of the way he floats through his mid range. He has a little bit of Kobe in him to me.
Mm.
Just with the jump, with the jumper. Not saying he's
ruffle some
anything like
feathers with that.
with the jumper though. Just with the jumper, because I felt like I felt like Kobe would glide a little bit in the air. You know, when he hit a turnaround or he would come across the middle and you would see him rise up and it was just like a perfect form jumper, leg a little bit kicked out. You saw the finger, the hang time with the right hand. So just a little bit. Not saying he's Kobe. He's nothing, you know what I mean? They're two completely different players. But that jumper reminds me of him. But I can't, you know what? I really can't. It's not coming to me off the top of my head of who he reminds me of from a point guard perspective. Um, yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, he's. I mean, he might be just 1-on-1. He just might be different. He's got a nice blend of everything. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to think who used to get to the cup like that and would lay it up like that.
I'm
Like
trying
I
to. I'm
don't.
looking at what people are saying. I'm trying to see what people say. They say
Yeah, what they saying?
some say Tony Parker-ish.
Tony
Um,
wasn't that fast though. I'm about to hit Steve up. Steve, a great basketball head. Steve probably sleep though.
Definitely sleep. Let me see. This is off the Sixers wire.
They
They
said Tony
compared
Parker though. I
draws
don't like that.
comparison to Spurs legend Tony Parker.
No, I don't.
I don't agree with that
I don't
either
see
because
that.
I feel like Tony Parker was more. He was fluid, but he was
He
more
wasn't
like
as. I don't feel like
team.
he was as athletic, and he's not as tall or as you know what I mean as I think Maxie's.
It's a
Well,
tough
Maxie's
comparison.
good.
That John Wall as close as we
You
gonna
feel
get.
it?
That John Wall as close as we gonna get. Stature, speed, attack, rim, mid range. Maybe not
Yeah.
the
They kept
three.
the same size for
Yeah,
sure. Pause.
definitely was that
Yeah,
one.
you saw what's your face came out with a song called No Diddy.
And that's funny.
It's called the Jones called Take That. No Diddy.
That's crazy.
Gucci's a funny bull, man. Funny bull. All right. So, but yeah, no, shout out to Tyrese Maxey, man, winning the most improved player. I think it's been a long time since I thought I saw the name last time a Sixer won the award. Let's see, last Sixer.
Most improved. Yeah, it's a long time. I don't think we had that in a while.
Most.
Yeah, you gotta
Just to
tell me
give,
who that is. They're probably
just
gonna
to
go
give.
back to the '80s.
I think it's before that.
Shit, I was gonna say I don't know nobody that's most improved. We've had a lot of trophies here, especially that 2001 season. I think we like scooped all of them, but
Let me see here. Dana Barros,
Oh
95.
yeah, Dana Barros.
Point guard too, by the way.
Yeah, Dana Barros. How about
Dana
that?
Barros, 95. Hit y'all with some Philadelphia Sixers trivia. Yo, the way Siakam is playing, just looking at this, I kind of wish we did trade for his ass. That motherfucker dropped 37 last game.
There's a
He'd be
few
better than
people.
Tobias right now. I'll tell you
Oh
that.
God.
Like
Throw,
what?
throw Tobias in the Delaware River, bro. This is enough is enough. Next year can't get him fast enough, so I can see what the hell we're gonna do at that third spot. You cannot win without a third player. Just can't. We can't.
I
No
don't
matter
think
what you're gonna
I don't
get.
agree, man. I don't, it's got to be
You don't
homegrown.
agree. A
No, I
third.
don't.
You need a third player.
I mean, you need a third player, but it don't got to be a superstar. I guess is what I'm saying.
All right. No, nobody said that. I just can't get. You can't get no less than 10.
I mean, but
What we
that's all
talking?
we looking at, right? Well, what's the number one? Paul George? Is George a
Who?
superstar still?
I don't want Paul George. I don't want us to look at Paul George.
Right.
We
Who
just
you
need
want?
somebody going to be consistent that can get you consistently what Tobias has given us, but when it matters, some big time moments. He just does, he shrinks. He completely shrinks. 10 points.
Yeah.
Look at the playoffs so far. He's had 3 games under 10 points. You got your starting center and Joel Embiid, who's a fucking freak, playing with one eye and one leg, dropping 30 plus.
What's up with Buddy I too? I saw something
Yeah,
like he was
I don't
wearing
know what's going
glasses
on.
for.
My man, it ain't blinking. He can't blink. He
What you
got
mean
some
it's
type of
not
He
blinking?
got some type of paralysis in the eye. He's not blinking. That left eye, I think his left eye is not blinking, bro. It's not blinking.
That's
It's not blinking.
crazy.
So can you imagine? That's why he
I ain't
probably
never
missed some
heard
free
no
throws.
shit
You
like
see
that
him, he
before in
missed
my
three,
life.
what, 3, 4 free throws last game? That's because that
Yeah,
eye was
yeah,
dry as fuck. He probably couldn't see out that dry ass eye. Because they ain't blink. That shit ain't blinking, bro. Hey, my man, I ain't blinking, dog. Yo, Embiid is out there with a wood leg and a patch
yeah.
eye. Giving
That's
30
hilarious.
though. Giving 30. Can we really step back and say, like, yo,
So let's say here we go. Tobias Harris in 2 games, 7 for 18,
oh my God.
averaging 8 points a game and 9 rebounds. That's his playoff stat right now.
Ben Simmons. Calling Ben. This is Ben Simmons 2.0.
Ben would at least get you close to a triple.
Because he's gonna give you some assists. He definitely
Yeah,
gonna give you some
yeah.
assists.
Give Ben gonna give you
It's
assists,
Ben
and he
Simmons.
probably get you a steal and a block. Ben will fill up the stat sheet a little bit.
Nate, we talking about missed layups. We talking about Tobias to the rack and getting blocked. We talking about Tobias to the rack and getting rim blocked. We talking about Tobias in the corner wide open, missing shots, kicked out. Like you
Yeah,
are
man.
right now, you are killing us.
He
It's
is.
just how, and my thing is this: how do you go to practice and you look at your big fella struggling, and somewhere in your heart you ain't like, yo, I gotta do something. I gotta fuck somebody up. I gotta do something. Because he out here damn near dying on the court. Did you see the way he played last game?
Yeah,
He couldn't get back on the court. Like he's limping the whole game. Like, come
yeah,
on, y'all gotta do better. Buddy Hill, where are you?
yeah. I everybody was hyped to have him here, but he talking about somebody who shrinks up in big moments. He don't want that route,
God, it's just
bro.
you
Open
only giving
shot,
it to you.
pass it.
You only getting 6 to 8 shots a game.
Yeah,
Just time
I'm
it.
surprised they haven't played Payne more.
That's what I think that's probably gonna be the biggest adjustment. Payne going to
Yeah,
probably come out more and give you
yeah,
that
I'm
energy.
surprised they haven't played Payne more. And I can't, you know me and B-ball Paul, man, I can't stand his bum ass. Oh my god, I can't stand Paul Reed.
Well, we're gonna need some. I mean, Bamba not really doesn't give you too much, but we can't really kill Embiid like that. I mean, my man is on a wood leg, dog. That shit is fucked up.
And Oubre
So
went quiet too. Oubre used to give you
Oubre did
almost
go quiet.
17 and 20.
I feel
Now,
like Oubre should have taken that Tobias spot when he looks at Tobias and say, "Yo, you ain't doing it. I'm gonna do it."
I mean, Oubre numbers are worse. Let me
Yeah,
bring
they
his
both
up.
were. But Knicks are tough, man. They're defensively tough. They're sound, just like the Heat. The Heat defensively tough and sound. So they're two tough matchups. I didn't think this was going to be an easy matchup. I know you kind of thought it was going to be much easier from our tape 2 weeks ago, but
Yeah.
It's just because the way the Knicks have been playing, they play
They
full
let
team
game
ball.
2 slip though.
They did, but
They
they got Nova boys, bro. They got different type of cultured players.
and
DiVincenzo,
they doing
Hart,
it with Brunson struggling. That's the crazy thing.
20-some% from field.
Yeah, Brunson's struggling. So
But the key
um,
is he struggled against the Sixers all season. So this ain't new. It's just that the way he's being locked down.
yeah,
But to have
I think game
come
3
on,
he shows up. I
Josh
don't
Hart
think
now
but
averaging
this
20.
they're letting him shoot, and now Josh Hart is shooting career 3-pointers. Like that was the strategy that they said Nurse had was to
So
let.
where is Tobias? How do you look at see Josh Hart getting 13 rebounds a game and knocking down 20 points a game, and you over here can't get over 10?
Yeah. Well, let's get right in. Let's get right into it. I think this is a great segue.
Fuck.
Thank you for those who are still with us and watching. Um, Talking about Maxey winning the most improved player, and now switch gears here. Game 3, Sixers, Knicks in Philly. That place is going to be going nuts. It's going to get a nice spark because they'll probably give Maxey the most improved player award there. So I think from a betting perspective, I think first quarter might be a good look. A lot of energy. Maybe first half might be another good look. We'll get those numbers up, up there to see. But talk to me, man. What do you think about this game?
I mean, first off, they're gonna have the officiating's gonna be in a corner because they fucked up game 2 and game 1. So if it was me as a betting perspective, since this is a betting show, I'm putting the money on the Sixers all day long. Money line parlays, first quarter, first half. It's just because it's going to be one, as long as everybody's healthy, right? As healthy as they can be, meaning they show up to the game at tip off. I think they're going to get some assistance from the officiating crew as far as the calls, because the officiating crew fucked up and they cost us game 2, and really they cost us game 1. So that's all I can say. Just because the way the game is, just, just it's going to fall into our favor regardless, especially if it's close. The Knicks will have to blow us out to win this game. Bottom line, the Knicks will have to win by 15 to 20 points to win Game 3 here in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Shout out to my cats on the gram. I almost forgot about y'all. I see you. Lee Suggs. One of my guys said Lee Suggs when we were talking about who was the running back with
Oh yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
Lee Suggs. Lee Suggs. I
It
forgot
was
about
Lee. Oh
that. Lee
shit.
Suggs. My man Big Tim said his favorite players were Vince Young, Maurice Claret, and he was
Correct.
he was the U over everybody. He was a U.
Hold on. You can't be Maurice Claret and the U. I mean, weren't they battling back in it? That wasn't that like the championship at one point? It was Portis versus Claret, right?
Was that is
Or
that the Porter
was
game where he got
McGahee?
hurt?
I think it was
Was that
McGahee. It was McGahee or Portis
they
and
both
Claret.
got hurt, right? Then they both get crushed in
McGahee,
college.
McGahee got his shit fucked up.
Yeah, wouldn't it tore his whole knee up. But and then
Yeah,
it was crazy because it was a big deal because he
got that
take $1 million
insurance.
insurance
5 million. I think it was
policy.
like $5 million insurance policy on his knees. It was some
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah, that
remember
was
that.
big.
That was huge because he definitely got hurt. I remember that play. His whole leg went, and they didn't think he
Sad.
was going to be anything in the league
Yeah,
either. Like after
great
that type
career.
of injury. Yeah, that was
Great career.
crazy. But yeah, no, let's talk about I'll get the sports book up. I know you kind of hit on it before, but I kind of got sidetracked looking at the gram. What do you see in this game? You already kind of said um for the Knicks, you feel like it's gonna be another close game, but for anything that kind of goes sideways, it would be the Knicks to kind of have to blow us out. Let me get the official line here for us real quick. I see right now OKC is still up on the Pelicans halftime 63-50. The Miami Heat got a win today without Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, yeah.
I think somebody else was out too, so that was a big win, especially after I think I saw some highlights from Brown going crazy in the first one. He had 21 points in a quarter or something like that.
Hmm.
I think it was. But right now, bring it up real quick because we are a betting platform. And this is what we do. Right now, sitting at 4.5.
Yeah.
Total is two. to a 1.5. Money line is minus 180. And now granted, it's not good to be down 0-2, but the Knicks were the second seed in the Eastern Conference Finals. They have home court advantage throughout, through this playoffs pretty much until they see Milwaukee. So when you think of that, they did what they were supposed to do.
That's it.
They protected home court. They were supposed to win 2 games. You got to win a championship. You got to be able to win on the road. There's no doubt about it. Sixers let it slip. Now Sixers need to take 1 game at a time. They cannot go down 3-0 because at that point it's pretty much a wrap.
And we won't.
And I don't think they will.
No,
but
I think this could be a lopsided one. So I love the 4.5. You might want to catch it before it goes up to 5. I think it might go up. It's been steady at the 4.5. I think by the time tip off, you're going to start seeing the same. People probably start thinking the same thing as far as the help from the officiating. From 180, you can put into a nice money line parlay, and then start looking at some player props. If you want to look at like first quarter, like you said, first quarter, first halves, you can cut that line a little bit short. I think we come out explosive. Look at the injury report. Just make sure there's no last minute scratches or sicknesses with the Philadelphia 76ers.
So the
first said we're going to win the series, and he's confident. So I'm going to put my faith in him.
First half is true. Even though he kind of had his head down talking, he's probably frustrated.
I think his head was down because of that eye, bro. I'm telling you the truth. No, I'm dead ass. I think his head was down because of that eye.
Because he don't want to show how
he doesn't want to show how bad it is. Yeah, that shit looked crazy, bro.
Did you see it on did you see it actually live?
Yeah, so it's so funny when it happened. So he went for that dunk. So when he went off the backboard for that dunk and finished, he came down. That's when he hurt that knee again. So when he was laying back, he was like, you can see him trying to blink. Well, he was blinking, but the eye wasn't blinking. I'm sitting there. I'm like, yo, what the is that? Is that a glitch? Like, what's happening? So I rewinded it. I'm like, yo, this man wasn't blinking his eye. Just the one eye was blinking. This one just stayed up when he was laying on the back. But then later on, the next game, he was at the free throw line. The same thing was happening. Like the eye wasn't moving. And you can see on the sideline, I've seen some tape on the sideline. He was kind of indicating something was wrong with it. I think he knows that, which is why I think during that press conference, which he hasn't been sitting at the podium, he had that presser at the locker room with his head down. I think it's something serious with the eye. I'm not joking. I think there's something serious with the eye. I think he can still play and still see, but I think it just looks crazy.
Yeah. So right now, first quarter is -2. First half should probably 3. Yeah, I was about to say 3.5. That makes a lot of sense. Kind of like the under here, total first half. These teams barely get to, over 200. But like you said, I think that place is going to be rocking. Maxey get his Most Improved Player award, and you have a budding, growing superstar in your midst, and I think that's really exciting. So yeah, I like the first quarter too.
This is a game I think also, if the game gets a little bit out of hand, that you'll see the Knicks bow down early in the fourth quarter because they're already 2-0. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, let's not go too crazy. We lose one here, we still got to go back to New York. So you start having that type of strategy as a coaching staff. I know this is not really that built team. I know they fight to the end. But I think in a way throughout the game, how this game is being played, that's why I like the 4.5. I think this is going to be more of a lopsided game for the Sixers. Get back in the series. You're going to have some help from the officiating crew. And I think the Knicks will realize that, and they'll probably just start taking off the gas, and you'll see this game open. Maybe like an 8 to 12 point win by the Sixers. I'll call that. So let's see what happens next week when we come back. That's what I see in game 3.
Let me ask you this. If that's the case, who goes off for the Sixers?
I mean, you're going to have the usual suspects, right? Joel's going to be 30 at least, right? So this is 31. That 31 is pretty tight with the 31 in the hook.
Yeah, 31.5.
Maxey was at 25.
26.5.
Yeah, that hook in the hook is right there. So for me, do I look at Tobias at 12.5? Like all that shit I talk about Tobias, does he show up?
Is this the Tobias Harris game?
Tobias, can you give you 19? Like I feel like he should. Kelly Oubre at 9.5. Looks really good here. I think he can get you double. I think he can get you double digits to that tomorrow.
I feel like Hart because just the way they're defending him, they're kind of letting him roam.
Get off. So I've won off of Hart. So last game I hit Harts, I hit unders on Jalen. So I'm on unders. Where's Jalen? Is this his 30s?
No, his was 28.5.
Yeah, that shit dropped. It better have dropped. So I'm on his unders. I like
I guess you
Josh
got to
Hart
think hard.
overs.
I guess you got to think they're going to defend Hart differently because it's 21. Look at these numbers. Hart had 21 and 15, and then 22 and 13, and he is 8 from 15. He's shooting over 50% from 3-point line.
Yeah.
So they got to close. They can't let him just keep shooting open jump shots. I just don't understand that.
This is the only interesting dynamic in this game, right? As much as we hate the Knicks right now, especially what's going on and what's happening over the last few days, you got three guys coming into the Wells Fargo Center that they once called home. Like it is kind of wild when you think about it. Like these dudes, they ain't new to Wells Fargo Center. They are Villanova Wildcats. Villanova Wildcats home court was Wells Fargo Center for at least half their games when they played throughout their years at Villanova. So you're going to have a lot of Villanova fans. You're going to have a lot of family that's close to these guys
You
going to be
think
there.
Dante DiVincenzo's going to go off? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying I would look. The only thing I would look at for the Knicks, because I think it's going to be lopsided, I would look at Jalen Brunson's rebounds. It's probably, 13 and a half.
His
Somewhere.
rebounds, 13 and a half?
Yeah, it's probably going to be like 13 and a half, 12 and a half. I'm pretty sure
What?
it will be. Yeah.
Brunson's rebounds
12
going
and
to
a
be
half.
low,
12 and a
bro.
half. There it is. I just 12 and a half. What did I say?
4 and a
13 and a half. His rebounds, Josh Hart.
Oh, Hart. I thought you said Brunson. I
Oh,
was
did I say
like,
Brunson? I
what?
apologize. I was talking about Josh
I was
Hart.
like, what?
Yeah, no,
Let me put
Jalen.
the mortgage on the under. Like what?
If I said
Oh
Jalen Brunson, I
man.
meant Josh Hart. I apologize. Yeah, Josh Hart. So I look at Josh Hart rebounds over. I think he's going to continue to be the scrappy guy because I think that's what he is.
Yeah.
And I would look at Jalen Brunson's points under. At 28 is a little short, but I think he'll be locked down. I think, like I said, I think that fourth quarter they're going to probably pull their starters out because it's going to be a lopsided game.
So
So
your strategy in this game, even you like the Sixers on the side with the points, but you wouldn't really bet any of the Sixers, player points. You would fade the Knicks on the
yes,
player props, on the props.
I would look at Embiid probably going to the line a lot of times tomorrow. I think we're going to get a lot of fouls. I just think that's how it's going to go.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. All right. I
So,
mean,
is there any like prop games? Any fouls? Any foul like props? That'd be great. I'd love to see any like
what
special
free
props like that.
throws?
Free throw props. That'd be great. Although he
I
got
don't
one eye, he can't see. But
keep going to that. I think Maxey at plus 250 is the leading scorer is kind of not bad. Tobias, right? Tobias is worth a sprinkle. Is Tobias going to give you a 30 burger? I mean, shit,
what? A 30 burger?
30 burger.
Come on, man.
What is
If
that? Let me see. Because remember, we ho. Now you remember we were looking at the buzzer beaters.
It was a buzzer beater.
And there was almost a buzzer beater in this game too. Remember?
Yes, that's what I told you. It was a buzzer beater
in this game.
Yep.
It's just that Embiid had threw up the heave at the end. But they said the buzzer, it's got to be a true buzzer beater. It can't be an inbound. It was a buzzer beater. And what game was that? It was the Lakers game.
Yep. That was a buzzer beater. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, $10 to win you 1,000, bro.
Not for Tobias to get you 30.
He still
is that what that was? Oh, that's leading score.
This is leading score.
You throwing that $10 away, bro. Get that to your daughter, man.
Oh, okay.
Or your son. Like he not the leading scorer. When the last time Tobias was the leading scorer of anything?
Like you said, this is the Tobias Harris game. Like I gotta feel that Nick Nurse is going to know where Tobias is. And in my head, you got to get him going. And if he gets hot and he's looking good and getting good looks and shots, then you keep feeding him. You know what I mean?
Get him going. Get him
Just
going.
get him in. You have to get him into the flow of the game.
Going. You got a wooded leg and a patch eye out there. What do you mean? You got to get him going?
About Embiid's eye, man. Leave him alone, bro.
Jeez Louise. Get him going. One thing he's not going to do is be the leading scorer. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I mean, I think you already kind of touched on it. But those are some of our bets. We'll look at some more. I just been enjoying watching the games, to be honest. I haven't really been betting basketball too much at all really this year. I'll be taking hits sometimes. I've been on my baseball stuff. Shout out to them Phils running up. I think did they get a win today?
Nah,
They win today?
our bullpen killed us.
Oh, they lost. Oh,
Sir
that's why.
Anthony gave it up like some old. Never
That's why. Gave it up like somewhat.
mind.
Gave
Might have been inappropriate.
it up like somewhat. What you talking about? What you talking about? Talking about that Brazil trip is what you talking about.
Yo, hey, Unc, Shan Sharp, bro. That's a wild
Oh,
boy.
yo, that joke was funny. That joke, I think I've seen that before. And then Ojo didn't know what the hell. It was so classic too, right?
Ocho,
It's just like
I
you
think
getting hyped.
Rel must have been right next to him. He was acting stupid, like what?
Yeah, you
Huh?
think your boy know? You think your boy know what you talking about? And you just like, you know what I mean? And but his laugh is so hilarious though. When Ocho really cracking up,
Yeah, it's
like
funny. Got a
bright
great
ass
show.
white teeth, and he jump, he go like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, that is hilarious, bro. But I think our next thing that we want to talk about is you kind of touched on it already, and you kind of feel like it's going to swing the other way in terms of the officiating. But these refs, man, and the recap of all the game twos for the NBA playoffs. But first, let's talk about these refs. Like, I get the grievance, but it don't mean nothing because you ain't get the win.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the like? That's the only thing I need to understand because you ref basketball,
I do. I am a ref.
right? You ref basketball. So, what is like? Does the grievance really even do? Like, do they have a talking back? Like, hey, you know what I mean? You need to look at this more closely. Do you replace the crew, or is it's the same crew for the series, right?
No, they're not same
No,
crews. No, no,
it's
no,
not the same crews for the series.
no, 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 no.
Okay,
No, there are always gonna be different crews. I don't know what the what the issue what it may be as far as discipline for that. I know as far as what the Sixers can do, so there is things you can do for that process. So I'll just read this quickly. Sixers can file a formal protest with the NBA and the outcome of Game Two. Here are what notable points that can be done. First, filing a protest costs $10,000, but the amount is refunded to the protest if it's successful. Any team has 48 hours after the conclusion of the game to protest and file with the league. That's what we did. The team has 5 days. The team has 5 days after said game to provide evidence to the league, which we have. Adam Silver then has 5 days after receiving the evidence to make his decision. So it's probably up to Adam Silver right now. And should the protest be upheld, the protested game is then replayed from the point of the incorrect call ruling, overriding the initial ruling made on the floor. There have been 6 successful protests in league history out of 44 attempts. So, with that being said, and the league has come back in a under 2 minute report that yes, there were multiple fouls on that play. There also was a timeout that should have been
the
awarded to the
timeout was the biggest thing
right,
to me.
and it
Like
and
the foul thing, I get it. He pulled his jersey. They found him. He got to the ground. He fouled to the ground and stuff like that. I
yeah,
think that's youth too, because Maxie should have knew he had a timeout
yeah,
and should have called timeout. But the biggest was the missed Nick Nurse timeout. He
correct.
the ref, you could just tell the ref looked right at him and
It
said,
was,
"Nah, bro, we got 20 racks on this game. I'm sorry."
and
That's
that's
how I look
why
at it, bro.
and that's why you got to really be tight on this because there is a lot of gambling going on in sports. So
Oh,
not obviously not accusing any ref or doing anything like that. Me being a ref, I understand it.
shoot.
I did watch that floor,
Somebody check that man pockets.
the trail
See
ref. He
where he
did look
dropped.
dead into his face, but he also looked back at the ball. And by the time he looked back at the ball, you can kind of see him put his hand slightly up to call the timeout. But then by the time he was going to do that, uh,
Maxie.
not Maxi. The ball was passed into Maxi, so he just cut the clock. So he didn't call it. He should have. It looked like he was about to. Now that could have been a situation between him seeing that the ball is being thrown in, so he didn't go up with the timeout, or
So
he
hold on, let me ask
saw.
you this: with the
Mhm.
rule, even if Maxey throws the ball in, can he call a timeout while Maxey's
He
throwing the
still
ball in?
can. So this is a combination. So when he was looking at Nurse, Nurse was a little hesitant at that moment. And then remember when Nurse was calling a timeout, then he goes like this, like he didn't want it. And I think that's at the point where he was going to go up, and then he's seen the I don't want it ish
Yeah,
style.
but he
So
called a
he went
timeout
back.
twice
The
to the
second one was when
baseline ref
right.
and to the ref right behind him.
Yes. So the second timeout was when Maxey had the ball on the ground. That should have
Yeah,
been awarded. That should have been awarded to him. Yes, correct.
yeah.
So
So I forget who was the organization that said that that yes they did fail. Let me see if I can find it and get that acronym. But man, it was so bad.
yeah. So I
Um,
think it has a chance, man. I really do. I think if they
the
go forward with
L2MR. I don't know what that is.
the
Oh, the
L2MR,
last two
the
minute,
last 2 minute
last
report.
two
Yeah,
minute
that's what I was
report.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I said. So you have that evidence. You have the pretty much they're saying like, yeah, we were wrong. So that goes up to Adam Silver. And like you said, the most egregious thing was the timeouts. And at the end of the day, if you're a ref, you already know that a timeout should be coming. That's automatic. So as a ref, you know to look at the sideline, or at least put your ear over to the sideline to make sure that you're hearing the timeout. Then you can confirm it once you look over. So that's a really bad part. And the fact that both refs are on that side of the court, it's just inexcusable. So yeah, man. I mean, we
I
can
was,
cry
I
wolf,
mean,
but there's an opportunity for us to make a change in that.
obviously, you know, home court, but man, that was just atrocious. Like I said, man, you saying you're not saying anybody got paid, but I'm just see, I'm just saying there's already been some corruption around, and that maybe that game check ain't what it could look like. You
That's tough
know,
though. I hope
you
not.
know,
I hope
you
not.
know,
They didn't cover the spread, so that's tough.
yeah,
That's tough to.
money line was short, money line, New York,
You
and
got
then
to be
at
the
that
biggest
time too.
fool. You got to be the biggest fool in this era to be gambling as a ref at your own game. That's like you really gambling.
Didn't the boy Donahue do that?
That's years ago. That's a little different. Things wasn't like
We,
it
we
was
we
now.
learned,
Things
we
wasn't
learned, baby.
exposed.
We learned how to get
I
better.
get it, but gambling is more exposed. Back then, you had to have a bookie. You had to have possibly the mob associated with whatever. You know what I mean? It was like much deeper back when Donnie was doing it.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that shit now. Everything's monitored.
Yeah, no, I mean it was probably one of the worst misses I think I've ever seen, especially in
Very
the
much so.
playoffs. At that moment, at that time, how chaotic things were. It looked like, Lowry
It should never
twisted his
happen.
ankle. It should have never happened. I think Tyrese learning experience, you gotta know you have timeouts there. Um, you know, I thought Lowry inbounding the ball was a bad
Yeah,
idea too.
incorrect. He's supposed to cut the timeout.
Yeah. Yeah,
Laurie's was
true.
supposed to take timeout. He once he seen it was
True.
gonna be tough, he should just call timeout. They take it to
Yeah.
the side. That's it.
Yeah.
And I get it. And he also shouldn't take the ball in a bound that quickly. He took it so fast that even the Sixers, his players, his teammates, wasn't even ready for him to take it out yet. And mind you, now the clock, now that the ref is counting 5 seconds for you to get the ball in. So now everything is like scramble mode.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a couple on our fault. It was Laurie's fault for not calling timeout. It was Laurie's fault for taking the ball out real quick. I do think
Mhm.
Nurse did address that because he says that's usually what we do to try to see if we can get the ball in real much faster, but whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. They're down 0-2. So
Game 3, lock it up.
game 3, lock it up. He likes it. Sixers -4.5. That is the best bet for that game. Game 3, man. But before we get out of here, let's do a quick recap of all the games that's going on right now. It looks like OKC is handling business, up almost 20, 7 minutes, 46 seconds left in the third, 76, 74, 56. Also in today's scores, the Heat won without Jimmy Yimmy buckets. They won by 10 in the Garden, which is pretty crazy. And then yesterday, some thrillers, man. The Kawhi Leonard came back, but Dallas, that boy Luca, man. the slowest, greatest shooter I've ever seen.
That boy tough.
Luka is special. Luka is so.
Is he the
I mean, it
MVP?
ain't nothing new. It
Is he
ain't
the
nothing new.
MVP?
And Kyrie with that left, I don't know where he learned how to do left-handed floaters from the free throw line, but that
Special
left
for sure.
is just
Is
crazy.
is is Luka your MVP? Is that the MVP of the league? Is that
I think it should be him or SGA. I don't think it should be Jokic. I would give it to SGA because they won first in the West.
You know, it's funny. I know we try and get off. I think Luka has game, bro. I think he's really, really tight. I think he's special. It's something about his game. I just don't feel like even assists. I feel like are like misleaded a little bit. I feel like he's like James Harden-ish. I feel like he's like a James Harden style player that you're just not going to be able to get to the next level, win a championship with, because he holds the ball so much. He is very slow.
I mean, this is the
It's
first
something
time he had a superstar to play with, though. Like he's never
that is
had
true.
anybody to play with. I mean, I think Powell was there in Dallas for a little bit, but he ain't no superstar. But obviously, Porzingis was there, but it never worked out with the big man game. But at least, like he's got at least another gun. You know what I mean? When he's off, shots not falling. I mean, Kyrie's can get you 30. Like if you say
Yeah,
Kyrie, go get me 30, he can go get you 30. He's never played with anybody like that. So
well, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see. They got a big win.
Mind you, I'm saying I feel like is a lot of similarities for me is coming up with James Harden.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do
Luka.
agree. I do agree. They are similar in how they get it done. Pacers answered the call against the Bucks, and Timberwolves looking like they might mess around and sweep the Suns.
Suns is man, they don't have no point guard. Suns have no point guard. That's their biggest issue.
Yeah,
They
I
have
mean,
no
but
point guard.
we talked about this during once it all happened and during the football season and stuff with the trade. These big, that's why I said these big super teams don't win, bro. They don't win. I don't know why people keep trying to do it, but they don't win. Teams and basketball teams win championships.
Well, they
But
was winning. They definitely
hmm?
was winning. They
Who?
weren't winning. I mean, you had the
Regular
Heat.
season.
You had the Golden State Warriors. I mean, that was
Golden
homegrown.
State is homegrown, bro.
I get Golden State was homegrown, but you
Yeah,
also
and
had
Miami didn't win the first year.
Celtics. Yeah, but they
Miami
still won
lost.
two. They still won two.
Yeah, I mean, I think Miami's a little. I mean, it's Bron, bro, and we talking about prime Bron, Miami Bron. Come on, come on. Now I'm Jordan all day. You know what I mean? And it got nothing to do with he dark skin and bald head. It got nothing to do with it. It's got everything
Shit.
to do with it, though. But
I mean,
I'm not going to argue with
Even
anybody.
Mike had a big three. What do you mean?
What do you mean he had a big? Well, yeah, he did.
What do you mean?
Though.
He had the best rebounder in the league.
They were
And he
all
had
homegrown too, except for Rodman.
Robin was not homegrown.
I said they were all homegrown except for Rodman. The first three-peat was cool, and then the second three-peat with Rodman.
I got to go back to that first three-peat.
We talking about Bill Cartwright, bro. B.J. Armstrong, Scott Paxson. But no, Tony didn't. I don't think Tony was a part of that first three.
Coaches in the second three.
He was in the second three. It was just him and Pippen. There wasn't nobody else. Luke. Yeah, it was. They didn't have no. They didn't really no third gun. You didn't need one with Mike. What are we talking about?
You definitely need three. Mike. You need three.
Definitely. Nowadays you need three scores for sure. Right. I'm not discrediting that. All I'm saying is these super teams getting put together. You know, LA Clippers, the Phoenix Suns. They don't win. They can win in the regular season all they want, but when it comes down, they do not win. They don't. I mean, look at the teams that are good, that are winning. They're teams. They've played ball together. They're not like these superstar teams put together.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, you know what I mean? They're not. None of them are.
Yeah. You gotta have the right pieces.
Yeah, you gotta have the right pieces. And that superstar stuff it just hasn't won. And Bron, you could argue all you want about who's one or two, and I'm not going to disagree if you think LeBron's the best player ever to ever touch a basketball. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I used to argue it all the time, but I'm cool with it because we've never seen a career like this.
No.
But but like I said, you put the best player on the planet for the last 15 years on a super team. You don't think he's going to win? But they still lost to a lesser talented Dallas Mavericks team.
Who?
So in that first year. But yeah, no, I mean, game 3, is that the draft is tomorrow. So I don't think they're going up against the draft. Are they going up against the draft? Yeah, they are. They are going against a good draft. So we got the 3 NBA games, Cavs and Magic. Cavs up 2, Knicks and 76ers, obviously Knicks up 2, and then Nuggets and Lakers, Denver up 2. We talked about what was our bets for the series. We said Denver was going to sweep these boys.
That's what we said. We had Sixers and 6. I was saying
Sixers
6 and 7.
6.
We'd had to sweep by Denver.
Yeah, Denver. And I like the Pacers. I know I was on the Pacers. I think the Pacers are going to win that series. I had the Pacers. I had a 2-legger, Pacers and Sixers. But before we get out of here, real quick, let's talk about the draft. NFL draft tomorrow. It looks like we just did a mock draft. So if you guys are watching and you're into the mock drafts, make sure you go to Money Pot YouTube and check out the mock draft I did with the homie Ernie B. That was pretty fun. Yeah, with some trades in there, some interesting moves. Yeah, and he might call it. I'm gonna look out for my guy. A couple good calls. Sharp called the whole Mitchell and Denver thing. Called it probably weeks ago. So that was a good call. I should get that out of that clip. And then Ernie B, this is why these guys are great at this draft stuff, is calling JJ McCarthy to the Giants at 6. And it looks like there was a thing that came out that JJ said he spent the most time with the Giants. The Vikings right now are trying to move up. They got the 2 first rounders. They're trying to get the 3 because it seems like the first 2 picks are locked in with Williams and Daniels. And Drake May is going to fall to 3, where New England is. I feel New England's going to take Drake May. I don't see why you wouldn't at that point. I think he fits what you're looking for. And he gives you the cornerstone. You can always trade back and get more picks, yes, but it always starts at the quarterback position for me. For you, bro, we did our mock draft a while ago. From what has changed now and what you know now, any bold predictions for the NFL 2024 draft tomorrow, including if you want to add anything homegrown for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I think it's going to be a crazy draft. I think it's probably one of the most unknown, like in the first round that we've seen probably since they start airing on prime time. Because one, when you don't have a lot of defensive players, when there's a big shift in defensive players and offensive players being drafted, and there's a lot of offensive players that's going to be drafted, you're going to get a lot of trades. So you'll see. I think you'll probably see the most trades probably in the first round. Could be first 2. Obviously, will be where it is. Drake May will be a New England Patriot. I think New England has to take that spot there.
I don't see how they don't take him.
I'm not a fan of JJ. I think JJ is going to be a great player. I just don't think
he's not a top 10 pick.
Yeah, I just don't understand that whole concept. There's plenty of players that's behind that you can get. You got Bo Nix. You got Penix. Hopefully Penix can hit. I like Penix at Oakland. I think that's going to be a place for Oakland, Penix to be put there. As far as the Philadelphia Eagles, if they're going to make a trade up to get Quentin Mitchell, that'll be interesting. I don't think they will, but
so here's the rumor that I've seen with me and play at him in 8.
Wow.
Yeah, he's I think he's starting to separate himself from Arnold as being the number 1. I think he's going to be the first defensive player off the board.
So you think Quentin Mitchell will be the first defensive player off the board?
I think Quentin Mitchell's going to be the first defensive player off the board.
Let's look at that.
I bet you those odds are light. I bet you it's probably like 2 to 1. I didn't even think about looking at that. I think 365.
NFL draft. All right, so we have first round. Obviously, that's going to be first overall pick. We know that's going to be.
Where you looking at?
I'm just looking at the private.
Oh, you're looking at the private joint. Let me see if I can bring up. I think Bet Rivers might have something with the draft. All the draft stuff should be out right now.
Drake May has moved up as far as his odds for the third pick overall. JJ has moved down. All right, first running back draft. Looks like they're looking at Jonathan Brooks out of Texas to be the first. And then first defensive drafted player. Okay, looks like Dallas Turner is leading, which I thought Dallas Turner would be an Atlanta Falcon. That's where I thought Dallas Turner would go.
Yeah, I mean that's the consensus of all mocks, but I'm hearing that's slightly changing.
And then Quentin Mitchell is plus 900. So I don't know, bro. If you like Quentin Mitchell being the first, then you need to put your money on it right now. Plus 900.
DraftKings, FanDuel. Let's see if FanDuel has it. Because it's funny, man. Being in PA State, we don't get a lot of some of the bets that some other states get with the draft, which is
I won't get a full load until tomorrow. Books get a little tight.
No Diddy.
Man, what I said? I missed what I said.
I won't get a full load until tomorrow.
Oh no, that was me. I said that.
Absolutely.
Nah, I ain't say that, dog. Run that back.
Jesus Christ.
No way I said that.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Oh, did he, dog? I messed up there.
Oh man, I can see Cam and May saying major pause.
Major pause. So is Joe out? The number one offensive lineman gone?
Yeah, for sure. What's that? What's those odds?
Minus 650. But if it's a sure thing, I mean, sometimes it's just like free money.
No, he's consensus. He's the consensus for sure.
Right, like the next person is plus 500. That's J.C. Latham. So, I mean,
that would be the next person. Yeah. Damn, I can't find any.
Marvin Harrison. Is he for sure number one?
I think so. Yeah.
Or does Malik Neighbors step in there?
I mean, I think there's some people who like Neighbors, but I don't. I mean, it's Marv, man. Like, what are we doing?
It definitely should be Marv. The question is the trades, right? Once the trades start happening, people try to fit into that Arizona trade back, stuff like that. Does that mess up the Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't find anything on the draft right now, man. I thought they had these drones up.
Well, it's 11:30, so they probably shut them off.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I would think you could still see the lines though. I thought I saw the lines on Bet. I think it's Bet 365. I think it was. I'm trying to find it real quick. Let me see. That's Bet Rivers. Oh, here we go. I think I found it. Because you can only bet on this. You can go to the website, but you can only bet on this joint in Ohio. If I'm not mistaken. Give me 1 sec, y'all. I think I got this joint coming up. But it's just good to see the lines, so you guys can find them for tomorrow. They'll definitely be up for tomorrow, for sure. I know that for sure. Come on. Chiefs promos, lines. Nah, you might be right, bro. They might have shut them down.
Yeah. They'll probably bring them up tomorrow.
They'll bring them up tomorrow.
Listen, tip for the draft stuff, guys. Listen, the draft is where I know probably Sharp, if you follow us, Sharp and Ernie B, I'm sure they spoke about it. Like, this is probably your biggest opportunity to really make money in gambling because the books don't control what's happening. Like, there's no 7-point line. This is all here. He say, she say, rumor mill. They're only producing these lines versus conversations and insight that they may know. So something can be one thing today, and then tomorrow be a whole nother thing. It's the most unpredictable moment. So that's where you can take advantage of it by just listening to media, hearing what's happening, watching. So tomorrow you should be, if you're going to bet the draft, be close to watching sports and seeing what's happening in NFL. Listen for trades, listen for what's happening, and you'll be successful. You can make some money at this period for sure. I
Yeah,
can't wait for me to get to it.
My bold prediction is Quinyon Mitchell is the first defensive player that's off the board.
Well, it's plus 900, so you need to jump on that ASAP. And if
That's
you want me to do it for you, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't think it's gonna be plus 900 tomorrow. If you really think that.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I think it's Turner, right, as the own
Turner's
favorite.
minus 150.
Minus 150.
Yeah,
that's short.
Well,
Everybody
short
else is like minus 600.
Yeah, short.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
it's short, but it's short compared to Quentin Mitchell. Because don't forget, they're thinking of D linemen.
Other ones, right? Everybody else is like Joe
D line,
Armor Harrison.
No,
they're
you
all
said defensive player though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for Quentin Mitchell to be that, he has to go through the kid from LSU. He has to go through Joe Verse too. Like he would have to go through another D lineman being picked.
Yeah,
for
Verse
him
is
to get
going to
picked.
fall. I think Verse is going to fall. So I actually think there's a good possibility. My Eagles polled prediction is that the Eagles trade up regardless, and if Mitchell or Dallas Turner falls to them, they'll take one of the two.
Dallas.
I think they wouldn't mind taking Dallas Turner. To be real with you,
there's no way Dallas Turner is making it to the Philadelphia Eagles.
If they trade up to like 12,
trade up.
If they trade up to 12,
so this is what you have. Here are the lines. So this is what I thought was happening over the last 24 hours. The kid from UCLA is skyrocketing up. Latu. I don't know what's happening, but they're getting a lot of heat coming up. That Latu from UCLA, the defensive end. He's now plus 225. That's the next. And Byron Murphy is actually plus 175.
For what? What's his
first defensive player drafted? He's actually the next favorite odds to be drafted.
First defensive player or the third?
It's the first.
Oh, the first.
The first defensive player odds right now is Dallas Turner at minus 150, Byron Murphy at plus 175, Latu at plus 225, Jarrett Verse at plus 350, and then comes Quinyon Mitchell at plus 900. So odds wise, Quinyon Mitchell is fourth. That's why I say jump on it, or maybe wait till tomorrow if it's going to fall back. But
yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
I think Atlanta goes D line though.
Yeah, I mean they should because it's a big need, but you know, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think
the question is, do you put money on Latu because he's Skyner? Do you put? I mean, they must like him. Something's happening.
Yeah, no, I think he goes earlier than what people were expected, but I think we talked about this yesterday on the show, and we'll wrap it up after this. Is that when you have a neck injury, even though you passed, you still had a neck injury. Like he retired, for a little bit from football. So, any little tweak or anything like that, I mean, you're looking at your first round pick, especially in the top 10, to be, there's a cornerstone of your team. And that, to have that type of worry about his neck, and even though it fused and all that good stuff, it's a dangerous sport. Defensive line hit every single play.
Yeah.
If you're not getting hit as a defensive lineman, there's something going, something wrong. So I do agree he's the best pure pass rusher and polished defensive lineman in the draft. But I think some people just won't have him on his board just because of that scare. So I learned a lot this rotation because I never done this with the draft, and I felt like I learned a lot for sure. Messing with them boys and that stuff. So I don't say I won't like it because it's just too much information, but it's good to be able to have a conversation at a high level. And bro, I gotta go.
You learn about the players much more too.
Yeah, I gotta go to a pronunciation coach because boy, me with these names, bro, killing them. It's just crazy, man. So But with that being said, I want to thank everybody who's been jumping on and off on all the live streams. Again, man, we have so much fun doing gambling nights where we talk about pop culture, we're talking about betting lines, and we're talking about anything bets in culture as current as we possibly can. So if you like that type of content, you like this kind of candid conversation, leave a comment. Gambling nights. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button on all social media platforms. Make sure you go check us on iTunes. Leave us a review on that as well. And have a good night, because I know I'm going right to bed after this, letting the dog out back and going right to sleep, man. But you on the other hand, you're going to finish watching this game. You're going to be up to like 2, 3 o'clock.
Definitely going to watch this game.
Yeah, man. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. We will see you guys next week. Go Birds. We're out here.